Anyway, okay. Oh gosh, how did I start last time? I haven't done an intro in so long.
Hi.
You should go,
Yeah.
good morning, Vietnam.
Oh.
It's like I used to have an intro for my videos, and I still do it most of the time, but like, I don't know. It's just like not as natural anymore. Anyway,
We should have like an intro song. Well, I'll find an intro song for you or something.
yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah,
Like a jingle.
Yeah, you should sing.
because normally I go, "Hey guys, this is Pokemon 101," but like, this isn't like my thing, you know. It's like an Echocraft thing, so I don't know if that's like the right intro to go.
Here.
for.
You know what?
Well, you're introducing yourself. It's
Chat
fine.
GPT. We're gonna ask you to be TP. We need a freaking.
Podcast
we
intro.
need an AI to write us a
Yes.
intro script for our
Intro
podcast.
for our podcast. Okay,
Yes,
yeah, let's
there
go.
we go.
You know
We'll let
what?
technology do it.
Bard.google.com. Here we go.
Ouch.
Wait,
Oh dear.
1 second. I'm working on it. Don't you
Oh, yeah,
worry.
so-
Okay. I need a podcast intro for Echocraft. All right, let's see what Google gives us. Google has their own GPT now, by the way. It's called bard.google.com. All right. Intro music plays. Host, welcome to Echocraft, the podcast where we explore the world of Minecraft through the lens of storytelling. I am your host, Lucid. In each episode, we will talk about Minecraft creators, builders, and players about their experiences in the game. We'll hear about their favorite builds and most memorable moments and their thoughts on the future of Minecraft. Whether you're a seasonal Minecraft veteran or just starting out, we hope you'll join us on our journey through Echocraft.
Whoa.
That was pretty freaking good.
Amazing.
yeah, all right, let's just go with it. Okay, everyone, hello, welcome to podcast. Lucid just did the intro for us right there. How are you guys doing? You two? Well, I guess introductions are in order. I'm Pokemaniac 101, as you guys probably know, as if you saw the last episode, as well as Lucid. Lucid's back. Hello.
Hello.
And then we also have MadTiger, who is joining us for
Hi.
the first time. So how you
guys.
guys doing? You guys got any
Good, bud.
random stuff that's happened in the last few days?
Well,
just
the
wanna-
pre-release for 1.20 came out. That's pretty.
Oh yeah.
pretty
I need it.
intense.
I've been steering away from like all the snapshots and stuff because I really just want to like go into it mostly blind. Like
Yeah.
for the most part, like I'll go on the wiki for like, you know, the armor trims. The armor trims you kind of have to know where they are and stuff. But for the most part, like I haven't loaded up a cherry blossom world yet, or I haven't done any of the some of the other stuff. I haven't looked at any of the ruins. I don't know what all like the ruins, the different variations are, just because I want to like experience them blind. So I'm kind of
Nice.
like 50-50 on knowing what features are in 1.20 and knowing like the specifics. Because I think I know basically what all is in it, but just no specifics or anything.
Yeah, I'm mildly. I mean, feels like a kitchen sink style update where it's like, not. I know they said there's a theme, but it doesn't really feel like much of a theme. It just feels like kind of here's a bunch of stuff that we're putting in right now, which is
Yeah.
fine. You know,
Which
you
I
don't
like it.
always
I
have
like
to have a
that.
big theme. I don't mind that. Yeah, I don't mind it at
That's
all.
like the old update. That's like the pre 1. Probably
Pre-aquatic, probably.
Yeah, the pre-aquatic updates were all like that, and it was always great. They would always add like quality of life stuff and just like different things that just make it really hard to go back to the old versions, even though like in terms of features they were kind of the same. A lot of the early updates in terms of features were the same update. They'll just like have little things like, oh, you can connect stairs now, or you can do this and that and stuff. But so this update is definitely feeling like one of those, and I really like that.
Yeah, I
Because-
don't mind that at all.
Because over time, I know a lot of people have been like, oh, this update, like I know 1.19 was like people really looked down on it because it was like, oh, you got the deep dark and you got like the mangrove swamps, and like that was it.
Yeah,
And I know a lot of people were like, oh, this is disappointing. This is a garbage update, you know, but really that's what most updates were pre 1.13. It's just people have gotten used to like the big feature ones that a smaller one-off update like just was really disappointing to them. But
yeah, I think people had expectations that were not
Realistic?
well, not unrealistic. They just were used to Mojang teasing stuff and then like dropping it. But you know, with like the birch forest and things like that.
Yeah, and the fireflies.
It's just like they were. Yeah, and it's like they just. I don't know. They always used to be very good at like, all right, if they said we were going to get something, it's because it was like basically already done in the game.
Yeah.
And we were just waiting for the update. And now it seems like we're getting like announcements of more of like ideas that they're coming up with sometimes. And then it comes to logistically implementing them. And it's like, you're going to have to wait or maybe just never see it again.
Yeah, archaeology, I was not expecting it to even be in this update. Like I'd forgotten archaeology was a thing. It was always something that people talked about. I was like, oh yeah, I remember when they revealed that. Remember that when that never happened, and now it's actually happening, and people are like, oh, they're actually doing it. You know?
I know, right? Well, it's like I'm still waiting on those palm trees from the biome vote from like, I don't know, like the first one where the desert was one of the candidates.
Yeah.
And it's like we still haven't gotten those. You know what I mean? It's like these little things that like kind of get teased and then never show up.
Yeah, they
especially
say
when
like,
Mojang's like, okay, we're gonna do all of these eventually. You're just voting on which one we give you first. And it's like, you're
but now
not
it's
really
been
giving
like,
us all these.
But now it's been 5 or 6 years since they started doing
that.
that.
Right. I'm still waiting on this
like,
stupid palm tree.
I still want the chillagers so bad.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. You know.
And the ostriches and the vultures and new cactuses.
Yeah,
those were
all the
really
desert
cool.
stuff. And so we got camels,
they had, like,
which was
desert
fine, but I want the other mobs.
I don't know if you guys went. Basically, when this latest mob vote was happening, they basically had like a Bedrock server with like all the old voting options, but like even the ones that didn't win. And I tweeted about it because it was like really, they were literally just like teasing us. They had ostriches. They had like all the. Do you guys remember that? I'll put some.
I know that there was a thing. I didn't go on that server.
I took screenshots of it and then like tweeted about it. I could put it on the video podcast for you guys who don't remember. But basically, they had this world with like mini games and stuff you could go around, and they had basically like little 2D things of like the old losers of the mob vote. They had the ostriches. They had the chillager. They had the one chest monster thing, the little green guy. You guys remember what it was called?
I know what you mean. And I don't remember what it was called at all.
Yeah. But I remember just like being in the server and just like feeling teased by the whole thing. It was like
it's kind of like troll. So annoying.
It felt much more like a troll than actually making me excited for the new mob update.
I know. I still want those other ones.
And the background music, they actually used the background music from Minecraft Earth, which got discontinued a few years ago.
Jeez.
And so they're like, okay, this server is really just like, hey, remember all this cool stuff that either was happening or could have happened? Yeah, we're just gonna throw it all in your face.
Yeah, like here's a bunch of stuff that a lot of you did vote on, but you didn't get, and now you can look at it.
Yeah,
it's like be sad.
Okay. Okay. But yeah, I'm really excited for this update because it definitely feels more of a smaller like quality of life update. Camels are cool.
Camels are alright. Cherry blossoms are good. I mean, I don't know. Like the bamboo is, I don't know. Maybe I'll figure out how to build with it eventually.
Bamboo.
Yeah.
The wood blocks.
The blocks. I've been like trying to play with them, and I'm just like, what does this go with? Nothing.
Okay, but to me I'll get there. To me, it looks like almost like a birch variant, and I really like birch. Birch is one of my favorite wood types. So I think I'll probably vibe with it a bit.
Nice.
I think I'll really like it.
Good.
But
Lucid, what are you looking forward to?
Getting on and doing everything I do every single time, which means building a villager breeding station, getting a trading hall on the road. I'm so habitual, it's ridiculous.
It's like, oh yeah, Lucid is here.
We just started a new server. What's Lucid doing? Do you have to guess? Like,
Iron Farm, villager breeder.
The whole 9 yards, man. Listen, it's a must. I gotta have it. Lucid has to have his Iron Farm. It's just he dies on the inside without it, so it's just what happens, man.
I needed this season of Echocraft. I've just been like so hungry for resources the whole time. But like I didn't want to make like an iron farm. I didn't want to have to like go through the effort to do that because I didn't have the resources to even make a farm to get the. It's like a weird thing. It's like, okay, I need a farm, but to make a farm I need redstone, and you know I don't have redstone.
That's the old rabbit hole.
Yeah.
8 farms to make the one other farm.
Yeah.
Which is literally what was my pickle.
But I've started streaming recently, and that's kind of given me some opportunity to do stuff off camera stuff on camera that I'd normally do off camera.
Right.
Just like grindy stuff, and I can just do it on camera and just like chill out with viewers and stuff. And
Nice.
that's been really fun. I just got all the resources together for basically a new project. I'm not going to say it here, but Matt, I've talked to you about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've been promising this for like months, but I've always had like other stuff happening. Like there was all this stuff with Miles and the mushroom cow, and yeah. So I've been doing other videos, but like yeah, I'm good. After this podcast, I'm going on to Echocraft and I'm going to start building. And so
Nice.
things are happening today.
Oh,
and yeah, so that's gonna be super fun. But yeah, I probably
Sweet.
wouldn't have like sat down and taken like 2 hours straight to gather the resources if I didn't have the motivation to do it like on stream, you know?
Right, gotcha.
Because
Yeah, I mean that definitely, like, if you look at lagging, and that guy streams like a beast.
yeah, he's getting
It's on like
everything.
every day, uploading 3-hour stream things every day. He's uploading them. It's a madman.
Yeah, it's insane. You'll see it's like,
Somebody
oh yeah,
stop
there's just a bridge that showed up in the middle of spawn. That's the thing now.
Yep.
Just like you'll just
Yeah.
see things. It's like, who built this? Who did that? It's
Giant
so cool.
stuff. Miles' house has gotten bigger.
Yeah.
Lagging's just going to town.
Yeah, I was in his base the other day, just like almost getting lost in like a lot of the tunnels and stuff he's got. But he's got like advanced redstone sorting systems and stuff in his base. Is like,
He's a beast.
I've got a hobbit hole with like 2 rooms in it, 3
I know,
rooms
right?
in it, and
Yeah,
maybe
it's
some
tough to
of his-
compare yourself. It's tough to look at lagging stuff and then be like, am I doing this right? Am I playing this game right? He has everything.
Yeah, I know.
He's
It's like, okay,
all the
I don't.
things.
I know at the beginning of the season, we were talking about how we didn't really want everyone making an iron farm. So we were
talked about it.
trying to stimulate the economy a little bit by basically limiting more what was on the server, but I don't think that worked very well, to be honest.
Well, my idea was that we all make different farms and open different shops. That way, all the resources would be available to us faster, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that way, their economy would be spurred on because you wouldn't have to build your own giant farms for anything because you could just go and buy them. And if everybody had different stuff going on, everybody be buying from each other, and the economy would keep moving, right? So that was my idea for that. But then it seemed like, I don't know, there was just no structure to it, I guess, and then therefore it just didn't.
Well, there was one too many people who basically created loopholes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Trying to be diplomatic about it, but you get yep.
I don't even
Loopholes is a
know
good
what you're
word for
talking
it.
about. You mean so vague? I don't even know what's going on. And I've been on the server. It's like more than a lot
The
of
entire
people.
season.
Anyway,
Well, it seemed like there were 2 iron shops very quickly.
yeah, I but like iron's so easy to come by. Like it's so
I
cheap.
know.
Like I remember so I needed a lot of iron blocks for this unnamed project that I'm taking on, and I went to a lagging shop because he's got like kind of a all-purpose type. It's like iron and stuff like that, and it was like 2 diamonds per stack. I'm like, wow. No, it was one. I think it was 1 diamond per 2 stacks. I'm like, how is iron this cheap? Like in a single player world, when I don't make an iron farm, like I'm always struggling for iron, and then people just come onto the server and sell it for like half a diamond a stack, and it's like, okay, this is how multiplayer servers work. I'm all for this, you know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, prices were cheap.
Yeah, on SMP's iron is not hard to come by. That is that's for sure. We've gotten to that point, like, you know.
Yeah. Anyway, just to kind of go off topic a little bit. My mouse died yesterday. That was weird. Yeah.
The whole mouse. Did you change the batteries?
Did you try perform CPR?
Yeah. Well, I had to go to Walmart today, just like really quickly, because I had to grab some batteries. But yeah, that's like never happened before. I don't think I've ever had my mouse die. Like, that's just something that just doesn't happen. And being a college student, I just don't have batteries laying around, so I had to.
Right.
And yeah, so I had to go get some. But it happened in the middle of a Halo game, and so I was like,
"Oh, nice!
Oh, I can't look around." And so, you know the little rubber knob thing in the middle of the keyboard on laptops that you can kind of use as a mouse. I basically played to avoid getting.
What laptop are you playing on?
Poor fella.
An older one, an older HP laptop.
Apparently.
But basically, I was like, to avoid getting penalized for leaving early, I basically tried to play the rest of the game like that, and I did get one kill. I did get a melee kill, just like running up to a guy, because aiming was just not an option anymore. So I was like, ran up to a guy, I punched him, and he died. I was like, cool.
Dude, that's a video idea right there. Halo, but with the nub.
Yeah, or Minecraft with the nub, like speedrunning Minecraft without a mouse, or like with a trackpad. Yeah,
it's just one of those keyboard cams, and then like the gameplay. People could see you operating the nub.
I might actually do that. That seems like, because
I think it'd be funny.
Because didn't Rec do
Has he done it yet? I don't think so.
He did it with his feet. Yeah, I was saying like that same sort of video. He like speedrun Minecraft with his feet or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a thing. That could be really funny.
It would be funny.
I'll look into that.
Playing Minecraft with a laptop nub.
Mm-hmm.
The old laptop nub.
Because you guys both use desktops, right? Or
no, I still use a laptop.
Okay.
But because because whenever I leave where I live, it's for like a month at a time. Like I just live too far away from everywhere. So when I take a flight somewhere, if I go visit family or something, it's usually for a long period of time. So I just want to be able to take my stuff with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to have to like put everything on different drives and
that
transfer it from one machine to another, and then just so right now I'm on a laptop. Soon though we'll be headed to the East Coast, and then I will probably shortly thereafter invest in a desktop.
Okay. I really like laptops. Like, the only reason I don't really like the current one I use is because it's a little older, so it's got like onboard graphics, and so it can't run newer games like Jedi Survivor, Hogwarts Legacy. People have been playing those, and I'm just like, no, I can't do that. And those are games that are like I find really cool, so I haven't been able to pick those up yet. So if I had the money to invest in a better computer, I think I'd just get like a high-end laptop instead of a desktop, because you can take it around, even just like around the house. Like, I can, if I'm not recording, I can just be on the couch and edit or be in a creative world or do homework or stuff. And I'm a tech student. I'm a software engineering major, so I have to bring my laptop everywhere. So it's really nice to have that. So yeah, I'd really just get another laptop if I bought a higher end computer.
Yeah, when my kid when he was an infant, I was constantly like going from room to room, doing like in the daytime I would be in one of the bedrooms, and then in the evening I'd be doing stuff in the living room, and like it was just like all over the place. So it was good to have the laptop then, because I could just move it right quick.
Yeah. Anyway, I just realized I asked everyone this question last time, but Mad, you're new on the podcast, so
okay.
There was like two questions I had. Basically, first off, what made you interested in Minecraft in the first place, and then what made you interested in starting YouTube in the first place? Like, who or what inspired you to start YouTube? And those questions, turns out those could be like interlinked, but basically, like how Minecraft and YouTube, what made you start either of those?
So what happened? Oh my, I'm getting killed by a skeleton. Hold on, I'm running. So along like in like 2010, 11, I want to say they released a new Maxis released a Sims like the latest whatever the last SimCity version was after a really long time without there being one, and I just wasn't really familiar with even like that much of YouTube or anything, but I wanted to see what was going on, what people were doing with. I was annoyed by certain parts of that game, and I wanted to see if there were like workarounds or what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went online to try to see if I could find any, which brought me to YouTube and people playing it. And the first people I saw playing it were Doc M, B-Dubs, and Corrales.
Okay.
And that led me to Corrales' other videos, which were just like we're building like medieval houses or whatever. And then that also led me to Doc's other videos, which was doing redstone. And I was like, you can do all of that in this weird little blocky game. I'm gonna have to give that a shot. And then that's what happened. And then I downloaded it just on the phone at first, and I just played it on mobile for a little while. And then when I had a PC again, I downloaded it there because I could see that the mouse and keyboard were going to be a lot more useful to me than touchscreen controls.
Mm-hmm.
And and that's what got me into both YouTube and Minecraft.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. I tried Pocket Edition just a month or two ago. I was like, okay, I want to have like a version of Minecraft I can just you play at the bus stop or something like that if I've got some time to kill, and I want to like I've got some video ideas and I want to like try sketching out some builds or something like that. So I did buy the Pocket Edition and then like refunded it like 2 hours later because I just couldn't stand
it's tough,
it.
man. It's really tough.
It's
Everything
like, okay,
takes a lot longer.
Yeah. Because I don't have my own Switch, but like that'd definitely be like, okay, if I want a portable version of Minecraft, I'm just going to get a Switch. Because I want a Switch anyway, but again, broke college student, so one day I'll save up for a Switch, and yeah, that's when I'll get the portable version of Minecraft to just play whenever.
I was doing really well on it for a long time, and then once I got to use a mouse and keyboard, I was just like, I'm not going back. Every time I've tried to play it since then on mobile, I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Like this is taking me so long to just like place blocks or to change block in my inventory or just to change the one that's in my hand for my hotbar. It's like I don't want to. I'm done. This doesn't work anymore for me.
And well, I know people have complained about the newer controls because I guess they updated the controls very recently. And so I was like, oh, maybe it's just the newer controls. Maybe I just don't like the newer controls. So I switched back to the old controls. It's like, nope, still bad.
It's still not.
It's just like, nope, I don't like this game. It's
not really not compatible for people who have gotten used to playing on PC.
Mm-hmm.
I see people on even on YouTube who are great builders and they do it on like Xbox. And I'm like, I don't know how you do that. That's amazing to me.
But I really love
just because the Xbox was the first thing they used, so they're used to that controller.
Well, even then, I did. So the PC version was the first one I used, but like I've got a lot of nostalgia for the old console versions. Like the YouTubers I used to watch, well, I still watch, but the first YouTubers I'd run into were like Stampy and Squid and Toy Cat and stuff like all the old console Minecraft YouTubers, and so I really just got nostalgic for that version. So when I got a Switch, when our family got a Switch, we bought the Switch edition. But I'd already been playing PC for like years. But I just really like that control scheme. I really like that version of Minecraft. I hate Bedrock because they replaced, like, first off, it's just a bad game. It's just not a really well put together game. But also I have an extra beef against it because they discontinued the console editions because of it. And
gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But like, Control. I really don't mind Control, and I've actually got a mod on my PC on Minecraft's Java edition that supports controllers.
Nice.
In case I ever want to just chill, with a control scheme and like lean back in my chair and just kind of do that because I really I really like it. It's really comfortable.
That's good.
Once
That's
you
good.
get,
I am. I'm not saying it's like horrible. I'm just saying for me, like when I watch people do it, I'm just like, I don't know how. I don't know how. I literally don't know how. Like it's not like I dislike it or anything, or because I haven't really used the controller. But it's just like I don't know how how I would ever get used to it after doing it with a mouse and being able to like just being so versatile with the fast with a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, I thought that too, but it's much easier to get used to it. Like I stuck with it versus Pocket Edition. I was like, no, I'm never gonna get used to this. This is just an objectively terrible control scheme because Minecraft wasn't built for it wasn't built for phones. Because at least with console edition they could, games like Halo and stuff like revolutionized first person.
Oh yeah, definitely.
First person 3D games, so like they could just piggyback off of that. But Pocket Edition was definitely more of a gimmick than anything.
Yeah, I think so too. Even though it does sell so well for them, but I think like it's better for for somebody starting out. I think Pocket Edition, like that's your first version. I think that's like a gateway to the PC version.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like a gateway drug.
It's like a kid goes to their mom and is like, "Oh, I want Minecraft," and they're like, "Okay, it's $5 on the phone. I'll let them grab it and see if they actually want it, and stuff like that." So yeah, it's more of like definitely more of a gateway version of Minecraft.
Yeah, it's like, all right, now I made a dirt house, hooray! And then like when you're like, I want to build roofs, I gotta get a new version of this game.
But Bedrock in general, I feel like is more of a gateway version because it's still like pretty cheap.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's cheaper. I think it's probably like half the price of Java Edition, if I remember correctly.
I mean, once you get if you get that far into Minecraft, eventually you're going to go to Java because you're going to want to see what's going on with mods. You're going to want to see what's going on with modded, like
absolutely.
And that's really the spot to do it.
Yeah, and like servers, because like Bedrocks, you've got like, you've got you got a friend system. That's something in Bedrock that was kind of poured over from the old console versions. That's something that's not in Java that I really like. I know there are mods. I know Lagging has it, and I downloaded it, but I just don't really like the UI all that much. I can't remember the name of it, but basically, it's like a friend mod, and you can
gotcha.
And you can like join people,
social
invite.
hub.
Yeah, you can invite to people's games and stuff. That's something that was like in the console editions, and now in Bedrock, that's like, okay, that's subjectively superior to Java Edition. That one feature, it would be really nice if Java Edition had it. But Bedrock's got a lot of those. It's got like 5% of features not in Java that like would be nice to have in Java, and then everything else about the game is just Java but worse.
Gotcha. Fair enough.
Oh yeah, Lucid, have you played any other versions of Minecraft? Like,
I've played Bedrock. Played Bedrock a few times. I've played Pocket Edition a few times. I probably started playing mainly on Bedrock on Xbox. It's like one of those things where it's like it's more of the convenience for me more than anything. Like if I'm like really bored and I'm sitting in an airport and I've got a strong hankering for some Minecraft, I'm about to pull out my phone and play freaking Minecraft on my phone. It's like that's literally what's going to come down to. Outside of that, I've never really been truly into Minecraft on any other version. Always done it on Java. Just never caught my eye. I never really wanted to play it because you can play Bedrock on PC as well. So I mean, but I don't want to. Like, why would I want to do that when I got Java? I can get all these plugins and data packs and resource mods and stuff like that. It's just nah. Yeah, that really interested me too much.
Yeah, I barely touched the Windows 10 version. I used it to port. So before I had my own computer, basically my single player world, my Let's Play world, was originally on the Switch, Bedrock. And so I did like, I think I was on there for like a month or two, made like 4 or 5 videos and was like, okay, I don't like this. because it's just all the bugs and stuff were really bad. Switch has got an issue where like if you load up a world, it'll like 30 seconds in, it'll like crash, and then you load up the world again, it'll be fine. So you always had to like do it twice and just expect the crash, and it happened every single time. And so after a while, it's just like, this is just tedious. I just don't like this. And so eventually, once I did get my own computer, I basically, the only reason I used, I had to use the Windows 10 Bedrock version to port it over. Like I had to, because Switch Edition, they don't have a very good file sharing system. Well, they don't have any file sharing system, period. you can transfer your.
It's not a very good one.
Yeah, you can transfer your pictures and videos and like post them to Twitter from the Switch, or just in the past few years you could hook up a USB cable to the dock and transfer them off. But for the most part, yeah, Switch doesn't have a good file share system. So to get the world off, I had to get a realm and then download it from off the realm on PC, and then cancel the realm subscription, and then use a program that was able to transfer the different world thing, because they don't use the same system as Java Edition either. Nope. So they've got their own file system, and so I had to use a transfer tool to do that, to get it ready for Java. And then even then, the world it's got some weird chunk issues sometimes, like on the edge of the world, because seeds, until really recently, seeds weren't the same on Java and Bedrock.
Cool.
And dungeon chests. Oh, that's it. Yeah, all chests got wiped. Every single chest.
Neat. So anytime you want to go adventuring for loot, there's just no chance of that.
Yeah. So dungeons that were already loaded in. The loot, the chests would be empty, and the spawners would be the default pig spawners.
Oh, neat.
And so there was a bit of pulling up the world on Switch and basically just copying all my items over from like my inventory and the chests and stuff to like actually have all the same stuff. And then every once in a while I'd find a dungeon and it's like, oh yeah, this is empty, so I'd have to like go into creative mode and just like, okay, again, pull up the world on Bedrock and go into creative world and like change the spawner out and get all the items, like look at what they were in Bedrock, so I wasn't like cheating. Yeah, open the chest in the Bedrock world and then copy all those items over. It was a mess. It was a mess.
Think after doing that once, I would have been like, all right, season 2 of the Let's Play, we're starting a new world.
But I really like it. I don't like the idea of like having multiple seasons of a Let's Play world. I really like, like Etho's Lab or something like that. Like he's got a world that he's been playing on for like 15 years, and it's got a bunch of quirks. Yeah. And I just really like the idea of those quirks. So like in the moment, it was so annoying, but like after, it's been years now, and it's like, okay, I really like this actually. I really like now that my world has these quirky chunk borders and stuff like that. It's a part of the world's history. And so
That's
but
cool.
I hated
really
the process.
I never really have plans to start over my single player world, but like I feel as though once things have been like, I don't think I'll be able to run it once things are like once the game's world generation gets to a point where it's like everything's basically completely different. As far as biomes and everything goes, like I've already generated a lot of the world, and I feel like maybe at that point I'll probably do a restart, but I won't restart anything until I feel like at least the areas of the world that I've been working in are like as close to finished as I want them to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna just restart in the middle of like working on something ever. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. And the thing about like being on Echocraft is like you kind of got that balance. Is like, okay, I got a single player world that I can play for the next 15 years and have all these quirks and stuff. But I've also got a series that I can, the world resets every year and a half or so, and we can check out all the new items and have all the new generation like from the start at spawn, stuff like that. And so I really like that balance.
I mean, you get to play with me. That right there, it's just a perk by default.
Wow.
Is it a perk though?
Ego.
Beast, boost my ego, please.
Oh, look at that! That just straight up asked for the ego boost.
He's doing the server admin thing.
If you listen, it's just like asking people to subscribe in your videos. If you don't ask for it, you're not likely to get it.
I hate doing that though. It's so like basically Miles egged me on into doing it, and we had a collab together recently. Is like, okay, just say this, say like every subscriber I'll place a block of TNT or something, like the thing you do recently do, and he had to like coerce me into doing it because I just don't like doing it naturally. And I kept it in the video because it's like, okay, I'll just, as long as people know I don't do this normally, I'm fine having it in this one video. But
I feel like when as a viewer, like I don't know, like it all depends on the person. If it was somebody I really liked and I heard them say it, I was like, yeah, people should subscribe and like their videos. And then if it was like somebody I was watching for the first time who I like didn't end up being that into, I was just like, all right, pal, calm down. Nobody's gonna subscribe.
Or people who
that's what people say about me when I say
I've seen shorts. I've seen shorts that do that. They'll do it in they'll take the first 10 seconds of their short, which isn't a lot of time. Shorts are very, short by default.
They're short.
They'll take like the first half of their short to ask for subscribers, and then the second half of their short to actually do stuff and follow along with like the title of the video. It's like, okay, bud, that's not winning. That's not winning any subscribers.
Well, Mr. Beast
It might
put
be,
it
but
this
it might
way.
be winning.
Mr. Beast put it this way. He said he has seen tons of analytics. I mean, the man's got like 15 channels, and he's looked at all of his analytics. And people are like, I think he said like 60% more likely to subscribe to your channel if you actually ask for it.
Yeah, it definitely, there's definitely a difference. I've even noticed it in videos. I usually don't, I might ask during an outro to do a like and subscribe.
Exactly.
I think if I ever did, I would do it during an outro.
I do it graphically in the first minute and a half. I always do it graphically. I do a lower third in like the first like minute and a half to 2 minutes. Always, every time. And it definitely helps. It definitely helps. It would probably help more if I said it too, because if somebody was just listening, then but
everybody loves the kitty voice, so yeah.
Oh yeah, they gotta hear it. They gotta hear it.
If you do an outro, it's more likely that they actually like your content, that they made it
right.
That
was always my thought.
And so, like, once I've already, I think if I did do it, I'd do it in an outro once I've already kind of won them over and they already kind of understand who I am, and understand that I'm not just like
who you are.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't even know if I understand.
I mean, you are big and famous. I'm sorry, you're big and famous now. I'm sorry.
Where did that come from?
Well, I don't know.
It's because you're big and famous, bro.
I don't know where it came from because I haven't heard of you. Who are you?
I think that, okay, so you guys who aren't in the Discord messages, I think there was one Discord message where Lucid he'd like pitched some idea for a YouTube short, and then I just kind of forgotten about it. And so when he
ignored it.
You big timed him.
Yep, that's exactly it.
So basically, like, a week or two later, he brings that up again as if as if it just been like the other day. I was like, oh, I don't remember you making any pitch or anything.
You denied it. You was like, you never gave me a proposition, and I'm like,
I said I didn't remember. I said I didn't remember, and then you went, oh, look at Pokemon, all big. He's a big YouTuber now. He's forgetting things.
Hold on. Let's go to the top of this incredibly long GIF war, and I'm gonna find the quote myself. I'm about to quote you.
Anyway, but now that's. Yeah, that happened like a week ago, and now it's just been a thing. People like Lucid especially has just been like bringing it up and
get called big time Pope. From here on out, it's your new name.
Oh Lord.
I have 800 subscribers. I'm not big time at all.
That's big time, bro.
It doesn't matter. The number doesn't matter. Big time is a state of mind, bro. Big time is a state of mind. And you big timed him. Big time. Okay. That's too many big times. I got confused.
Oh my gosh. Excuse me. Oh, my
what do you got? The COVID? What's going on?
No, just been talking for a while. But
Okay.
my apartment's got they're doing like lemonade Fridays all this month, and so
Hey.
I've got one. It's like lemonade and syrups. You know, they've got. If you ever had like Italian sodas, you've got all those like
Yeah.
flavored syrups, and so I've got like a
Right.
lemon lime, or I've got like a lime lemonade, and it's like really good.
Ooh, like a lemon limeade.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they make for big YouTubers nowadays?
Yeah, apparently. Then you can go
I
up
got-
and be like, yeah, you guys.
I've
recognize
got
my voice?
refreshments.
Do I get a free-
I got refreshments in the lobby. And it's like
Wow, that's impressive.
He's like, all right, I might as well lean into this.
there was a pancake
Dude.
breakfast a few weeks ago. That was pretty good.
Oh, hey-o.
It was they had
Gotta
donuts
use
on
your name to
moving
get
day.
some stuff. Sick. Just for you.
It's on moving day.
Yeah,
Just like there
yeah,
was a
moving
dude
day in the
outside with a
lobby. They just
sign.
had donuts for everybody. It was just, yeah.
It was just a sign that said "Welcome Poke," and then it was donuts there.
It's our
Welcome,
honor to
sir.
serve you,
Here's
Poe.
your limeade.
Yeah, here's your limeade. Enjoy. Here's your lemon limeade. This lemonade isn't enough for you anymore. Here's a lime with it. Yeah.
College life has been
Basically a
interesting.
Right. Yeah, it is. It's the best.
Yeah, man.
Doesn't get
I've-
any better, Poke.
I've picked up
Flip it up.
fencing.
Nice.
I picked up fencing
You ever
because they've just got that on campus. It's like,
Yeah,
that'd
just
just
what
be
you
a
pick up.
fun exercise thing. Oh my gosh, fencing is such a famous person thing to do, isn't it?
Dude, yeah.
Very,
It's,
very
it's
savvy.
such like a
That
it's
is
such
super
like a
big time.
gentleman's sport. It's like
Oh yeah, dude. The art of swordplay? You bet
Yeah.
it is.
it's such a thing that like people in the old days, the rich gentlemen would do.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah, that right after polo.
Okay, I haven't done polo at all, but
Okay.
Yeah, it's-
Yeah, it's only a matter of time.
I got laser tag. May the 4th was insane. The activity planners
it?
did not go halfway. Like
Wow.
they had a Star Wars organ recital. They had laser tag with like all the music and sound effects from Star Wars. So there was like a Clone Wars era, and there was like different game modes like Clone Wars era, and that was really fun. I was playing as a battle droid with the Separatist march going like full blast. That was awesome.
Pretty sick.
Stuff
you go
like
to
that.
University of Nerds.
Kind of, I don't know. A lot of us
Just
are.
kidding, dude. I'm just kidding, man. I love Star Wars. If anybody said nerd, it's me. Don't worry about it. It's like
I you know
busting
what?
chops.
Hot take: Lucid is actually not like a huge fan of Star Wars.
well, what are you into? Star Trek?
No, neither one of them. I don't know. For some reason, neither one of
No
them. are
sci-fi.
Really done-
It's okay.
Hey,
It's
my
sci-fi.
sci-fi choice is Halo. I
Okay.
know. Quite a
I
bit
like
about
Halo. I've been getting into it recently.
It's not that I don't like Star Wars. It's not that I say that it's bad too.
Yeah,
A
you
lot of
don't
people
like it,
think
it's
that
fine.
like as soon as I say that I'm not a big fan,
You
it's like,
hate it,
oh,
it's
you
fine.
hate
Why-
it.
I
And
mean,
I'm
I
like,
don't know why you hate it,
"No."
but it's okay.
Yes, well, it's a preference, you know.
Yeah, if hate is part of your life, then that's hey, look, you might as well hate a movie instead of people. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Or even just like within Star Wars, you got different types of people. You got the people who just like
Yeah.
can't get into the animated stuff. My mom's like that. She just doesn't like the animated stuff. So when people like Ahsoka or Bo-Katan or Cad Bane and stuff, when they'll show up in the live action series, we kind of have to give her a quick little rundown. I was like, okay, here's the whole history of Mandalore and the Clone Wars. Remember Maul? Yeah, he's back. She had a sister, and she, it's like that. Yeah, this Slay had a sister, and Obi-Wan and her had a thing, and then she died because Maul killed her, and she was good, and then she was bad, and then she was good again. It was, stuff like that.
Dude, I'd just throw episode numbers out there, and I'd be like, "Yo, catch up."
BRB.
Okay. I'd be like, "Yeah, season 4, episode 11. Go check it out."
Yeah, and I was rewatching Rebels, and she was there for most of the time, so she kind of gets that sort of stuff,
Yeah.
those sort of references. So like when the trailer for Ahsoka came out recently, and it's got like Hera and Sabine and like all the Ghost crew, and like Zeb showed up in the Mandalorian. Spoilers, by the way, guys. If you haven't,
No, I saw that. I saw that. That was so cool. Because I was
I'm just talking about for people who haven't seen it, who are listening. But the Ghost crew showed up in the trailer and in the recent Mandalorian stuff, and she got those. She's like, oh yeah, that's Ezra, that's Thrawn.
Yeah.
I'm glad she knows who Thrawn is, because he's gonna be like, Dave Filoni just recently confirmed that he's the big bad of like the Mandoverse. Like they've always kept hinting at that, but Dave Filoni's finally just said like, yep, it's Thrawn. Thrawn's the big bad.
I figure it has to be once.
Yeah,
Ahsoka
everyone already guessed it, but yeah.
Once Ahsoka said his name though, like if you've read any of the Thrawn stuff, like he can't be in it and not be like the top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he can't be like like an underling to somebody.
Yeah,
I don't know. It feels like that would be impossible.
I read all the canon. Well, I listened to all the canon books. Mark Thompson does a great job. He does like a spot on Thrawn impression, better than Lars Mikkelsen in my opinion. I don't know if that's heresy or not, but yeah, Mark Thompson does a great job of the Thrawn audiobooks. But I listened to all of the canon ones. So like the
new canon.
Yeah, the new canon. So like the Ascendancy trilogy. The Ascendancy trilogy is really good. The Rise, the Empire Rising one, where he's like Eli Vanto and all that stuff. I read that.
I don't know any of the new Thrawn mythology. I only know the old Thrawn.
It's really good because Timothy Zahn doesn't. They gave him like free reign to do it as long as he didn't step on the toes of Rebels, and so
which is great.
There's a lot of good stuff
after doing the first. After the first Heir to the Empire trilogy, that trilogy of books was like so good. I mean, it was so ridiculously good.
Yeah. So did you ever read Outbound Flight? That was a Legends one.
I don't think so. I read them all. The ones I read like got to be like 15 years ago at least now.
Yeah. Well, Outbound Flight was one of those. It was basically a prequel. They hired Timothy Zahn to do a Thrawn book in the prequel era. So it's basically him during his time in the Chiss Ascendancy. And so it's got like some other stuff. It's got like his brother and like his commanding officer, stuff like that. And they brought back some of those in the newer canon. I just got stuck in a tree. But basically, so like Outbound Flight was basically a precursor to what the Ascendancy trilogy later just like went all in on. The Ascendancy trilogy is really good. It's different from like anything else.
I haven't read. I only read the Heir to the Empire stuff with Thrawn because but that was such a like that was like the first things that were, I think the first Legends stuff that was written was the Thrawn trilogy.
Yeah, well, not the first,
Timothy
but like
Zahn, Heir to the Empire. I mean, there was like movie adaptations.
No. The very first
Splinter of the Mind's Eye or whatever.
Splinter of the Mind's Eye. That didn't do very well. It's basically like
written out of canon.
Well, like it was before. That was like before Empire. It was basically written as a possible sequel idea for the original Star Wars. Like if they were going to make another movie, Splinter of the Mind's Eye was the first idea, and they basically made I think a comic. I think it was a graphic novel series book. It didn't do very well, and then Empire came along and just like blew it out of the water. But like that was like the original Legends thing. But anyway, I did get I read like all the canon stuff and then Outbound Flight. And so I've just recently started reading the original Heir to the Empire trilogy. I got it for Christmas in a really cool box set. It's on my shelf right now. So I've read Heir to the Empire and I'm on Dark Force Rising right now.
Nice.
And I really like it.
So good. It was just like, I don't know. It was amazing because it was like this was before the prequel trilogy and everything, and like so it was the only really, besides the comics that were Dark Horse was making, this was the only place to get any more Star Wars content. Was those Legends. I just ran into a group of skeletons, so you look really mad. This was the only place to get any other Star Wars content, and it was one of the first things, and they already had a villain who was like super interesting. And if you think about, Star Wars and the original trilogy, it's like, you had Vader, and this is an awesome, amazing, iconic villain. And, if you think that anything would be hard, it would be to have a villain who measures up. And it was like kind of amazing that they had Thrawn like right away, and he was like such a good villain.
They went
just ridiculous.
Like Timothy Zahn was like, okay, no one's gonna be able to beat Vader on like fear factor and stuff, like pure intimidation. So we're gonna make someone who is powerful because of his mind and because he can and anticipate everyone around him, not because he's strong with the Force or anything. He's literally just earned his way through the Empire.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, this guy has promise, and he became
he's so
amazing.
Good.
My first major introduction to Legends was, I don't remember the name of it, but it was basically some of the early Jason and Jaina solo books.
Okay,
some of the young, the New Jedi Order kind of stuff,
New Jedi Academy stuff. Yeah,
I don't remember. There
Kevin Anderson. I think it was Kevin J. Anderson. Books.
Maybe.
I think there were
the first one I read was basically, it was Jason and Jaina are on this planet and they find a ex-Imperial TIE pilot. They're at they're at the academy, I think, and they go out into the woods and they find a crashed TIE fighter and the pilot's still there alive. And I don't remember much that happens in that book, but that was basically my first introduction to Legends.
Gotcha.
And then
I don't remember much of that. Those ones, there were some that interested me more than others, and that I enjoyed more than others. And then like the Solo Kids, I don't remember much of. I read a bunch of it, but I don't remember much of it. I remember, like the Dathomir stuff. So when I saw that in the Clone Wars, that was like really cool to see.
I didn't realize Dathomir was Legends at first. So
so that was really cool to see that. Yeah, and then there was like I don't remember what planet it was. There was like a Rancor planet that I remember reading about that was so cool. And then I don't know. It was a really long time ago.
But then Jedi Quest. I don't remember her name. It starts with a K. Catherine or Kate or something like that. I don't remember it, but she had a series. She had a few series of books. She had like one with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan pre Phantom Menace. She had one. The one that I read that I really liked was Jedi Quest, which was Obi-Wan and Anakin, basically starting off immediately after Phantom Menace and basically rounding out that time between then and Attack of the Clones. And so they're both they both still are getting used to each other. Obi-Wan, I guess, is still struggling to figure out how to train this kid that he just got kind of handed to him from Qui-Gon. Because originally Qui-Gon was going to be Anakin's master, and then he died. And so Obi-Wan, there's some drama in the books where it's like Anakin knows Obi-Wan only agreed to train him because it was Qui-Gon's dying wish. And so there's a lot of drama of like them going from that kind of relationship to genuinely appreciating each other more and wanting to have this master apprentice relationship, like more. And it's really good. I really liked them.
Nice.
And it's got the in Attack of the Clones, Obi-Wan mentions like a nest of Gundarks. That happens, and it's like one of the most dramatic moments in the books because it's used more as like a metaphor for like their relationship. It's not just a thing that happens. So it's like Anakin goes in to save him because he like genuinely he's starting to love Obi-Wan as a brother more and stuff like that. Aww. So it's like this big moment where it's like Anakin goes in to save him from this nest of monsters, and it's a really good moment. It's a really good series. So Jedi Quest, if anyone's interested in that, if anyone really wants to. If anyone thinks that kind of Obi-Wan Anakin story is really interesting, because I think they've only done like one book in the new canon in that era, so it's like really surprising that they went all into it in Legends and then just like haven't touched it in the new canon. So until they retcon it, I still consider it canon because nothing else has really gotten in the way of it. So
Yeah, there we go. Till I see something that directly contradicts it.
Yeah.
There it is. I agree, 100%.
And where'd Lucid go? Lucid, are you still here?
I'm still here.
Okay. Well, you said you'd be right back, but I don't think you ever said you were back. So, we've been talking for a while. You have anything just random? I mean, we've been talking about Star Wars. It doesn't have to be Minecraft related. Just any random topic
Lucy,
that's been
go.
on your mind.
Come on, your turn. Go.
Star Wars and Minecraft.
There is Star Wars.
That's true. If you or Halo,
There's
if you want to rant.
The Disney thingamajig.
Yeah, like the.
Do you know about?
Nope.
Yeah, Lord, hold on. I'm gonna look at the server. I'm still in the server. Actually.
The mashup packs, or.
No. So it's a Imagine Fun. It's a company of Minecraft developers who create a lot of their own like data packs, plugins, resource packs, and stuff like that. And they have effectively recreated Disney World or Land, whichever one's the biggest one. I never know. They've recreated it like 1-for-1 scale.
Wow.
Now,
wow.
What's really, really cool about the map is not only is it the actual full park, but they also have made it to where if you go on and register in their Discord with your IGN, and then you join on to the server and register it there, basically connect your Discord account with the in-game Minecraft server, they've actually got all the sound bites, all the audio bites for every ride, for just walking around the park,
Wow.
what music will be played at what point, what sound bites will be played during the rides, the whole 9 yards. And so you can
That's crazy.
You can literally like connect it on your browser, and it'll keep track of your coordinates in the world, and each coordinate, like each sector throughout the thing, has its own sound bites, its own ambience. It'll make it sound like there's a crowd around you. It'll literally really play. Cool. It's actually.
Did you say Disney did it?
No, Disney did not do it. It's some independent people. I think they create their own resource packs and their own data packs, and it's very. I'm telling you right now, if we all went on there, your mind would be blown, because they have a Star Wars area on there.
I bet.
That was the connection. Last time I checked,
Galaxy's
which
Edge,
was like probably 9 months ago, they were still working on. They were still working on the Star Wars area. There's like a lightsaber duel area and stuff like that.
Yeah, Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, they were still working on it. I don't know what the dealio is with that now. That might be updated. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, so it's not something that really intrigues me that much. But it is super freaking fun. Like I would be more than happy to jump on there. It's been a while since I've been on there too, but it's a blast. Like it's weird how you can feel like you're in Disneyland when you're playing Minecraft, because like I said, they use resource packs to alter the appearance of items in Minecraft to look like legitimate round, objects and gates, and they actually have the lines there. You don't have to wait in line, but you actually have to traverse the entire where people would be waiting.
You have to go through the queue.
You just don't have an actual line. I don't know how to explain it. Like, you got the rails and everything like that.
Yeah, you walk through the queue, but it's empty. Yeah.
You could just run up to the top. But it's honestly, it blows my mind how good a job. And they actually hold events. And like one of the events was Elsa and Anna, and they had like people put on this skin of Elsa and Anna, and then they have like actual accounts that were called Elsa and Anna, and you can go and get screenies with them, and you can like you'd have to wait in line and all that. It's really
just
well
like
done.
it's just a digital theme park basically.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what they did with it.
I'd have to check that out, because I've never actually been to a theme park before. Like I've always wanted to. If there was one I'd really want to go to, it'd be Warner Brothers Studios with like all the Harry Potter stuff because I'm a big
Yeah,
Harry
me
Potter
too.
guy.
I'm a big pothead. That
That came out wrong.
I have no regrets.
But yeah, the Warner Brothers studio tour with like all the like with the actual Hogwarts set and like Diagon Alley, like it because they basically just repurposed all the stuff they used for the movies, like the Hogwarts miniature. Fun fact, in case anyone else didn't know, I bet Lucid you probably already know, but basically every single aerial shot of Hogwarts outside of Deathly Hallows Part 2 was a real scale model of Hogwarts that they built on a sound stage, and it's huge. They had to use like cranes and stuff to they had like use cranes and like colander kind of sifting things to put snow on the castle for like snowy shots, and they had to sprinkle snow all over the set and then meticulously go through with like tiny little vacuums and brushes to get all the snow off without damaging the thing. And it's insane. And eventually they did digitize it for Deathly Hallows so that they could have all the destruction and fire and stuff. And then I think they used that same one for the Fantastic Beasts movies. But yeah, it's insane. And then that model of Hogwarts it still exists, and you can go see it in person. So yeah, I definitely it's Warner Brothers Studios would be definitely the theme park I'd want to go to the most.
Yeah, I really want to go to Ollivander's One Shop so bad. Honestly, it'd be a dream come true for me. I don't care if it's real or not. I don't even care. I just don't care. I want to go to Ollivander's One Shop really bad.
Yeah, or like the Great Hall. The Great Hall would be a huge, cool thing to go to.
Yeah. Fun fact, actually, it's one of the things that got me. Like, I'm a woodworker nowadays. Like, I actually do. Like, I have my own wood shop. I got all the nice equipment and stuff like that. And that's what actually got me into it. Is I actually seen an advertisement for somebody who, it's not somebody. It was like one of those like, distribution companies or whatever that were putting out like these wands for Harry Potter. I'm like, you know what? I've been a huge fan of Harry Potter for long time. I want my own wand. But I was looking at the prices and the fact that they were made out of these cheap products, and I'm like, okay, this isn't right. Like, I want a good wand, like a really good wand. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna make myself a wand. And so I actually went and got like a dowel, an oak dowel, and I started using my knife and literally carving out. And I made this like makeshift one. Next thing I know is like I looked at the Elder one, and I'm like, I really want the Elder one.
I have one. It's actually, hold on, I've just got it on my desk within arm reach. I got it right here. It's really cool.
Yeah, I decided to make one scale for scale. I looked up exactly what the dimensions were and everything, and I actually got my Dremel out so I can get the holes done properly. I had my buddy wood burn the runes in the side of it and everything like that. And I made it, and I loved it. Don't get me wrong, I loved it. But I was like, I'm just kind of curious. If I tried to sell this, how much would I get out of it? And I actually undersold big time. I think I only got $60 out of it. But I was still like, I just love that one so much, and I miss it. I really want to make myself another one. I haven't done it yet though.
The one I've got
lathe now.
I think all the ones they make are the same length, and so like they don't really go with the Canon sizes. So I did measure mine, and it's like half an inch shorter than the other one is supposed to be. The other one is 15 inches in Canon, and I think this one's 14 and a half. And I think all of them are 14 and a half, which is not accurate, which annoys me very, very slightly.
Yeah, it is a little annoying. I get it. I get why they do it though, but like, no, it's annoying. I agree. Whenever I make my wands, I try to make it as accurate as possible.
So no, Harry's is 10 inches, but I'm pretty sure just like all the other ones, I think it's 14 and a half when they sell them.
I don't know why they do that.
Yeah. I've always been interested in filmmaking. Like that's always been an interest of mine, even though I know I'll probably never go into an actual career for it, because it's like Hollywood. I don't think I'd ever really want to go. If I became a filmmaker, I would want to be like an independent one. I would not want to have to deal with like studios and like where Hollywood is going these days. But I have been writing a Harry Potter fan film for 7 years now. And
it better be good after 7 years, man.
I do think it is. Like, I've got everything. I don't want to go into too many details, but basically, just in case someone else steals my idea, because I do think I have some like really good ideas.
No, you know what? I'm not gonna steal it. I'm gonna use GPT and I'm gonna make a better one.
Yeah. Ooh. Ask him real quick. Oh, imagine that if you just did it real quick and like Poke liked it better than his own 7-year-long project. That'd be insane.
So basically, at this point, I've basically... So I'm taking a creative writing class, and one of the assignments is just to write 3 pages every day. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, the teacher was like, write an ode to oatmeal or something like that, or complain about your roommate. It doesn't matter, just as long as you're writing three pages a day and just getting that, getting that habit in. And so I used a lot of the time to basically just write a summary of the story that I just haven't done yet. And so after that, I ended up having a dozen pages of details and plot summary and characters and stuff that I just kind of threw into ChatGPT and was like, okay, is there any improvements I can make on this? And it did give me some like really good ideas and because I already had so much detail, it could go into like, okay, maybe work on pacing a little bit, or maybe work on these specific things. And it was actually like really cool and actually gave me genuinely good advice. But if you just told it to like, hey, write a Harry Potter story, a fan story for me, it probably wouldn't be good. It'd probably be...
Yes, it is. Mine's better than yours. Mine took me 2 seconds. Yours took you 7 years. You want to compare?
Oh boy, here it goes.
Okay, tell me what ChatGPT has come
All
up
right,
with.
No. This was inspired by Lucid, but produced by GPT. Okay, we got to make sure we get that right because I want credit.
You credit.
It says, this year in 2023, Harry Potter is now 40 years old, and he is working as an aura for the Ministry of Magic for over 20 years. He is married to Ginny Weasley, and they have 3 children, James Sirius, Albus Severus, and Lily Luna. One day, Harry receives a letter from Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. The letter is addressed to his son, Albus Severus, who has been accepted to the school. Harry is excited for Albus, but he also is nervous. He knows that Hogwarts can be a dangerous place, and he wants to make sure that his son is safe. On the day that Albus leaves for Hogwarts, Harry gives him some advice. He tells Albus to be true to himself, to stand up for what he believes in. That gave me chills. I'm not even joking. I've got chills right now, all right? He says, I never forget that he is loved. Albus arrives at Hogwarts and is sorted into Slytherin. He quickly makes friends with Scorpius Malfoy, the son of Draco Malfoy. The 2 boys are outcast at Hogwarts, and they bond over their shared experiences. One day, I'm a little over halfway done for the record. One day, Albus and Scorpius find a time turner in the room of requirement. They
No. This is just Cursed Child again. No.
Is it really? I actually haven't read that yet.
Don't. It actually breaks canon so many times that like you can't even say that it's basically making a summary of Cursed Child.
It says in the end, Albus and Scorpius must find their way to the timeline and restore the world to the way it was. They travel back and forth in time, trying to find the right combination of events that will undo the damage they have done. In the end,
That's
Albus and Scorpius are successful. They fix the timeline and restore the world to the way it was. They learn that they cannot change the past, but they can learn from it, and they also learn that the most important thing is to be true to themselves and give on.
That's Cursed Child. That is Cursed Child, and ask any Harry Potter fan who has read it, and they will tell you it's just not canon. Like you can't even
incorrect.
Oh god!
Like it's not even like the Star Wars sequels where it's like people will say like, oh, this isn't canon because I don't want it to be canon. Cursed Child actually like legitimately breaks so much. Like time turners don't work the same. Basically, the way it works in Cursed Child is kind of based like classic time travel things, like what you do in the past affects the future. But in Prisoner of Azkaban, like it was established that time turners don't change anything. It's like what you do has already happened, and so it's like it breaks how time turners work. J.K. Rowling didn't work on it. She basically just like...
That doesn't make any sense, because even Albus told Hermione to be careful in the Prisoner of Azkaban, and said that you cannot be seen by your own self, because if you do that, it will alter the course of what you have already done, and thus completely screw up your plan.
Yeah, that part has always confused me, but like everything besides that, like one line, and I guess Hermione's saying the same thing to Harry. Like besides that, time turners don't work that way, and that so it definitely breaks that in Cursed Child. And oh right, so basically they go back to the Triwizard Tournament and basically humiliate Cedric, and so he becomes a Death Eater. And
what?
In this alternate timeline,
like
because he lost the Triwizard Tournament, he became a Death Eater, killed Neville, and so Neville wasn't able to kill Nagini, and so Voldemort and Umbridge and everyone had basically taken over Hogwarts, and
wait, what? Why did they humiliate Cedric? They were just like, you died and lost.
Okay, so basically his father, I don't remember his name.
It is.
What is that guy?
Oh no! What is his name?
Joe Diggory.
No.
Amos.
Yes, Amos. Yeah, basically he comes
did not Google that.
He comes to Harry. He's a senile old man now, and he basically blames Harry.
Sense.
He blames Harry for Cedric's death, and so the boys basically were like, it's so sad. We're gonna go back in time. We're gonna stop him from getting to the end of the maze, because that's what killed Cedric. Is he ended up going in with Harry to the graveyard.
Yeah.
And so like, okay, we're gonna sabotage him so that he doesn't have the advantage he needs to get to the end of the maze. And so he doesn't die, but again, he gets humiliated. So he becomes a Death Eater, kills Neville. Snape still lives, but I don't even know why Snape still lives, because he would still die anyway, because Voldemort would still think he was the Master of the Elder Wand. But somehow Snape is still alive in this alternate universe. And the boys basically earn his trust. They basically go to him. They're like, hey, we messed up, and we know about you and Lily and everything that happened. And they basically just like tell him his deepest, darkest secrets to get him to trust them, to actually know what, to trust that they're from the future. And so he helps them do something. And then eventually, what is it? Oh yeah, there's also Voldemort has a daughter. Apparently she was pulling the strings the whole time. She had like Imperious Amos, knowing that the boys were gonna try to do that, which still doesn't make any sense.
So smart.
Yeah. So she
and
her whole thing is basically trying to go back in time to stop Voldemort from going into the Potter's house and messing everything up.
Gotcha.
It doesn't make sense. It's written very poorly, and it's just like not great. It's not great. Oh man.
Sad.
Anyway, that's my rant for Cursed Child for the next year.
Ruins the legacy. You ruined my childhood.
Absolutely, yeah. And like so many characters just don't act how they would. At one point, Harry tells Albus he wishes he wasn't his son, which is like completely against everything Harry is about.
Is this alternate universe Harry, or is this normal universe
that's
Harry?
real. That's normal universe Harry.
It's real Harry Potter.
That's real. The story also takes place over all 7 years of Albus's Hogwarts thing. So it does skip over. There are time skips in the story of like, I guess since he's in Slytherin, I guess he does. I don't know. People hate him.
bad thing.
Because he's like Harry Potter's son. There is some genuine good drama about Albus not feeling like he can live up to Harry's legacy, and there's some drama about that. But it's taken too far in places, and I'm just gonna go back to forgetting it exists.
Good.
like I have for the past however long years. Anyway.
Are you excited for the series?
Not really.
I don't know.
No?
Because they're just
I still don't fully understand what it is. That's the issue.
So it's a 7-season streaming series of them redoing the Harry Potter story. It's not like Fantastic Beasts, which was its own thing. They're basically just redoing.
I think it's going to cross too many wires. I think it's just a bad idea. If anything, what they need to do, a lot of people are making really good suggestions on Instagram on this Harry Potter page that I follow. They were saying like we should have had like a series, like one season about the upbringing and the life of say like Godric Gryffindor, and then another
the founders series has been like the biggest fan want for a long time.
And then like a whole season about them finding each other and founding Hogwarts, and then
if this season does well, I mean, if this thing does well, then it probably will, considering HBO, you know.
Yeah, but I can't. I'm never going to be able to like not know Emma Watson, Rupert Grint, Daniel Radcliffe as
a lot of the opinions I've seen. It's like, okay, a lot of the people I've seen on the internet are saying like, I expected this eventually, but not so soon after the movies.
Well, how long's it been now? 10 years at least.
It's been
more than that, right?
It's been 12 years since Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Yeah.
Has it only been 12 years?
Yeah.
That don't sound right.
I mean, I don't know. I don't like.
Well,
with all these things, it's just like it's the way people were talking about like Last Jedi when it came out. It's like they were so mad and it ruined their childhood and all this and that. And for me, it was always just like it does nothing to me. I feel like I just saw it as a movie, and it's another Star Wars movie, and I loved Star Wars when I was a kid. But like that, anything will change if you try to continue the story of something you saw and loved it when you were a kid. It's going to change no matter what, like because you're not a kid. You'll never see things as you did when you were a child. Things will never be as cool as they were when you're a kid. Like nothing is that exciting. And it won't be because you're not a child.
And what really annoys me is it feels like a year or two ago, Warner Brothers was trying to distance themselves from Harry Potter as far as they could.
Oh, yeah.
Because they got hit with like the triple controversy of Ezra Miller, Johnny Depp, and J.K. Rowling. And so they just they just canceled Fantastic Beasts out of nowhere. Well, I mean, not out of nowhere, but they canceled Fantastic Beasts because they don't want to deal with that. Which sucks because I was one of the few guys that enjoyed all three movies. I didn't hate Crimes of Grindelwald. I really liked that one. They canceled Fantastic. They canceled Fantastic Beasts. They they do that, and then Hogwarts Legacy comes out, and it feels like, oh, that game's done really good. We're gonna do a complete 180 now, and all of a sudden we're going all into Harry Potter again. There's like they've got They got Hogwarts Legacy did really well, so they're like, okay, we're gonna redo the original series because we can't do Fantastic Beasts anymore because we just canceled it, but we can still do something Harry Potter related, and you're gonna do that nostalgia thing, and it's just like,
I think my hope is that it's so different. Well, my hope is that it's so different that it just feels like a different storytelling. You know, I mean, we all know the story, but I hope that it's different enough in tone or presentation, or the actors have different quirks about them that'll make it feel different enough that you won't have to associate performances, at least, you know, between actors.
Because
I'm bitter. I mean, if you look at like Fantastic Beasts, like you were saying, like Johnny Depp was a good Grindelwald, but Mads Mikkelsen is pretty awesome, like in everything he ever does. So it's like, it's hard to get mad at that.
Yeah.
Even though you switch guys and switch their tone and their look and pretty much everything about them, but it was still like, I don't know, it didn't bother me.
And they dropped Johnny Depp so quick too. Like he ended up winning. He ended up winning all the court stuff, and now he's back in Pirates. At least the director says it's really likely he's going to be in Pirate 6. And so like
I hope so.
All that's just kind of over now, for the most part. Like people, like, yeah, all that's basically over. He's got his reputation back, and now Fantastic Beasts is done, so they can't even bring him back for that. And so it's like, okay, that happened. Ezra Miller is still controversial, and honestly, they finished Credence's story. So if they didn't want to, they could just finish the character right there and just not bring him back for future movies. If they wanted to avoid that controversy too. And so like there were ways they could have done Fantastic Beasts. They could have dealt with all the controversies better and still continued to finish the 5 movies that they promised to do.
Well, look, I mean, if the thing was still making money, then there was obviously still enough interest in people seeing it.
Yeah,
so they can't use that excuse.
It doesn't help that they've just kind of gradually gotten, like, besides the first movie, they've gotten really bad reviews.
So yeah, they were a little
It's like that definitely. I think that definitely, sped up their decisions. Like, okay, this thing's we're knee deep in 3 controversies right now, and this thing is getting terrible reviews because the writing's not because the writing's not the best, because they only only recently did they really say like, okay, Joe, we're gonna what they really needed to hold her hand a little bit more, because she was not a screenwriter.
She's not a screenwriter, no.
Yeah, that was the biggest problem with Crimes of Grindelwald, because you read the screenplay and it's really cool. It's full of details that are just kind of like because she can just, like, if she's writing a book, she can just explain things, and she can just do things and stuff. So like Lally, she was from the third one. She has a cameo in the second one in Nicholas Flamel's book, I guess, and she explains who she is in the screenplay. In the movie, it's just a random lady that Flamel is talking to, even no idea who she is, but it's explained in the screenplay. It's like, okay, someone really, like Steve, they really need to just bring Steve Kloves in to really take her ideas and just refine them for a film, and that's what they did for the third one, and the third one's written much better. But it was
because that second one was all over the place. I mean, it was all over the place.
It's got some great character moments. I love Lita Lestrange's story. I love all the stuff that happens in the second one. It's just like, it needed to be tweaked and polished some more. But for the most part, I liked it.
For me, it was one of these things where it's like a movie these days, if it's going to be a blockbuster, like I think of it like this: if you can watch it on a plane with all the noise and like kids crying and all that stuff and still remember everything that happened, that's where your level of storytelling needs to be a blockbuster.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, like, that's how simple, not totally simple, but to do it like a movie, one single movie, to catch everybody's attention and to keep them with it, you got to be able to watch it on a plane and not lose yourself.
Yeah.
That movie, I think I watched on a plane, and when it was over, I was like, I don't know what just happened. What just happened? The second one, I was just like, I don't know what's going on, dude. Like, there was so much going on. It was just like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, it definitely
put my brain down for a second.
It definitely felt more of like, okay, we're setting up for future films, and we need to introduce these characters.
Yeah, but it was just like so many things going on at once, and then I don't know.
Yeah, and I won't deny that the movie had issues with pacing and with complexity. Yeah. Well, not even with complexity, because you can do complex movies like
but they all have to be related. Like, every plot
you have
line
to explain it well.
Needs to be related. Yeah. Things have to be related to each other a little bit more cohesively and affect each other part of the movie a little bit more cohesively. Mm-hmm. That way, you're seeing cause and effect everywhere, and your brain will just tie everything together. When things jump around a lot, it's like really tough to like just keep track of all of it. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I have that same problem. Like if somebody writes a book I really like, and then they write a sequel, and it's been like 6 years, I got nothing. I got no memory of that old book. I read the sequel to the book, and I'm like, what are they talking about? You know what I mean? If it's been too long, I can't retain all. I got to make room for new stuff in my brain. I don't have all the space I used to have.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm bitter about Fantastic Beasts, if you can't tell.
I'm sorry, buddy.
But we have been talking for a while. I think we've gotten way over in an hour and a half or something like that. So we should probably wrap this up.
All right, buddy.
But this has been fun. It was really fun to have you on.
Definitely.
Hopefully you're on more in the future.
I'd love to be.
But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed listening as well. And we can get these out fairly regularly. But anyway, this has been the podcast. This has been Echocast. I love how we can just kind of go on random tangents like this. It doesn't have to be Minecraft related. It's just we're friends, just like chatting. It's just like so
talking
nice.
about stuff. The news of the day. What are we talking about? Nerdcast.
Nerd. Yeah, we could just rename it Nerdcast, and it wouldn't make no difference whatsoever. I think we mentioned Echocraft twice.
For a total like 4 seconds.
Anyway,
I know, right?
Anyway, this has been great. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.
Later, guys.